The Song of the Rainforest. Jose Quategui learned it when he was still a child, and the Aché community's way of life was completely different.
Since there's been less and less forest, there are no more animals, no honey, which we used to collect. No more fruit either. I'm really sad. Those times are gone. Now we live in another world. My heart aches so much because this world has ceased to exist.
His world was the Atlantic rainforest in Paraguay, an ecosystem of which little remains, 13% of the original area. Just 500 hectares of forest remain for the indigenous community in the south of the country. The Aché have long been unable to live as hunters and gatherers. They'd begun to plant yerba mate again. Their ancestors used it and made tea from it. Hector Rivarola shows them where it grows best. He works for the Worldwide Fund for Nature. The engineer knows his stuff when it comes to land and forest management. The nutrients in the forest floor are depleted. The yerba mate plants help it regenerate. For Paraguayans, yerba mate is special. Mate tea is drunk throughout the country. And it's hoped these plants will earn the Aché some money. 40 families live in the community of Puerto Barra, and it's growing. They earn a livelihood mainly from raising livestock and farming maize. The Aché have accepted the fact that they've had to clear a bit of forest to do so. For them, it's a question of survival.
We can provide for our people with this farming, make sure they have food, health care, and education. That way we can plan for the community.
Others have left the community and sold their land to big agricultural conglomerates. They're surrounded by soybean plantations.
The indigenous people feel the agribusinesses are putting them under a lot of pressure. Each time they take in more land, clear the forest as fast as possible to obtain land for plantations, and offer more and more money to get hold of property.
About 400 kilometers farther north in the Atlantic rainforest region, we find one of the few reserves with an intact ecosystem, and it's rich in flora and fauna. The Aché still own a good 4,600 hectares of forest, and they live from it. Palm hearts, a rare delicacy, aren't the only thing the forest gives them.
We find many things to eat here. Palm hearts, animals to hunt, and lots of honey.
About twice a week, the men go hunting. They know exactly which animals they're allowed to kill and when. They've done this for centuries.
The forest is very important to us. Later we'll show our children that their grandparents once lived here and show them how they lived.
The environmental protectionists from the WWF have only recently been in contact with the community. Right now, the men are hunting an armadillo. It's hard work flushing it out of its burrow. It can take hours. The Aché still live traditionally here, and the conservationists want to help them preserve that way of life.
It's very hard work. We have to get close to them and explain in a very sensitive way. Some of them have lost their land and gone to the cities, to the outskirts, where there's a great deal of poverty. Especially in Asunción and Ciudad del Este, they feel excluded, displaced, and unprotected.
So that the Aché can continue to live from their forest, the WWF plans to certify it, ensuring which trees are preserved and which they can fell to earn money, instead of selling the forest to the large soya corporations.
This desire people have to clear more and more forest without doing anything for the environment makes me furious. In this country, we have a political agenda that strongly supports industries increasing exploitation of natural resources. The people with money want more and more, and the poor are getting poorer.
The Aché want to defend their forest from the large-scale soya producers, but it will actually be their children who decide if they succeed in the future as well.